certainly critical to my state. And that's why we fought off these 12 lawsuits. We had them in Houston, we had them in San Antonio, we had them in Austin, we had them in the counties where you'd have the most liberal judges. And it was a concerted effort nationally with lots of money going into it. And just knowing that we had 12 lawsuits that we had to win. And if we had lost one of them, like if we lost Harris County, Trump won by 620,000 votes in Texas. Harris County mail-in ballots that they wanted to send out were 2.5 million. Those were all illegal, and we were able to stop every one of them. Had we not done that, we would have been in the very same situation. We would have been on election night. I was watching election night, and I knew when I saw what was happening in these other states that would have been Texas. We would have been in the same boat. We would have been one of those battleground states that they were counting votes in Harris County for 3 days, and Donald Trump would have lost the election.
That's election fraud. Impeached Attorney General of Texas, Ken Paxton, who would be in charge of investigating election fraud, admitted that if he wouldn't have stopped 2.5 million mail-in ballots during the presidential election, that Biden would have won Texas and Trump would have lost Texas. Whether or not the claim that Paxton made is true, 2.5 million ballots represents more than half of the population of Harris County. As of the 2020 census, its population was 4.8 million people, making it the most populous county in Texas and the third most populous county in the United States. Its county seat is Houston, the largest city in Texas and the fourth largest city in America. Also, Harris County is 20% black, 45% Hispanic. I bring this up because Trump's challenges of election fraud around the country focus on cities with a large black and brown presence. Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Detroit, Michigan, among others, where on November 4th, 2020, Trump supporters chanted, "Stop the count," while also chanting, "Count the vote" in Maricopa County, whichever suits their needs. So if those 2.5 million votes would have counted, and I'm thinking they should have, Trump and maybe Sidney Powell would have released a Kraken or something. With that said, what made those 2.5 million mail-in ballots illegal? And it shouldn't matter how long it takes to count votes, just as long as the will of the people is represented, right?
Here's the thing. He's saying that as if the Democratic Party asked for 2.5 million mail-in ballots just in that county. There is zero evidence in any way, shape, or form that that happened anywhere. B, those mail-in ballots, those 2.5 million, they were not all for Democrats. There was definitely Republicans who had requested mail-in ballots. There were definitely independents who had requested mail-in ballots that he blocked from going. Many of those people may have been in positions where they are unable to physically go to a polling station and vote themselves. And he likely prevented many, many people from being able to vote due to blocking those mail-in ballots. Texas, their legal definition of election fraud, line 4 of it, prevent a voter from casting a legal ballot. His workaround is he's calling the mail-in ballots illegal. They are not. He prevented them.
Here's Ken Paxton explaining to Tucker on X, that vote counting stopped in toss-up states, so Democrats knew how many mail-in ballots they needed to win. Quote, they needed to figure out how many real votes there were so they could figure out how many mail-in ballots to apply to the election.
Definitely planned. I mean, it would have happened in Texas. I promise you.
But can you just stop counting ballots on election night when everyone's watching TV? Oh, I know.
Have you ever seen that before, ever? For 3 hours?
Well, you tell me. You're the one who's in politics.
I've never seen it before in my life. I was like, I knew it when they stopped, and Trump is leading in all these states. I knew exactly what they were doing. Because there's no way to know where those mail-in ballots came. Anybody could have filled them out. Anybody. There's no way to know where those ballots came from.
That's not a dangerous conspiracy theory?
I watched it happen. I was a part of it.
My dude, look at this face. Not even Tucker Carlson is convinced. For Rebel HQ, I'm Jeff Wiggins. My architect knows Japanese.